In my last video, I explained how I run my automatic ads, and in this video today I'm going to explain to you how I run manual and product ads. Hello home bosses, my name is Nuria Corby. Welcome to my channel, which is all about helping you to make money online. And if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing so you can get more videos like this. So in my last video, I showed you how I run automatic ads. And in this video, I want to show you how I run my manual ads and product ads. Now, as always, I have to say that I'm not an ads expert. I can only show you how I run my ads, and hopefully that will help you. But there are lots and lots of other videos out there on YouTube that really explain it a lot better than I can. But you know, you asked to see how I run my ads, so I'm giving you the video that you asked for, and hopefully it will help you. So let's hop onto the screen share and see how I do it. So let me show you how to run a manual ad for Amazon. So go onto your bookshelf, and when you found the book that you want to advertise, go on the right hand side where those three little dots are and hover over that, and then you just click on promote and advertise. And then you choose your marketplace in the same way that I explained in my last ads video. So you choose Amazon.com or .co.uk, whichever one you are selling the majority of your books in. So for the purpose of this video, I will click on Amazon.com. And then you click on create an ad campaign. Then we get another set of choices, and we want to click on sponsored products. Like I explained in my last video, sponsored brands is something that I haven't looked into yet, and lock screen ads is for ebooks. So we really want to go with sponsored products. And then, as usual, we click on campaign name, and we give this campaign a name that we can recognize so that when we look on our dashboard, we know what book it is. So I will write in Always Late, and then I will add manual so that I know this is a manual ad. And we leave everything the same. The start date will be the date when you place your ad, and we keep it on no end date because you can always pause your ads or stop them whenever you like. The daily budget, I will stick to $3 per day. The higher you can go, the better. But at the beginning, I would say start with $3 minimum. I would say I wouldn't go any lower than that because I find that I don't get many results, and it doesn't give the ad enough time to run if your budget is set very low. And then we click on manual targeting. So this is how we run manual ads. So this is where we become more targeted, and we click on manual targeting. I leave dynamic bids down only, again, because I think that way I have more control and I know exactly how much I'm spending for my ads. And ad format, I keep on standard ad as well, so that I don't have to worry about what to write. You can customize your ad, but just to make it more simple, I keep it on standard ad. So now we want to start creating our ad, and we go down to targeting. So this is where we start targeting our keywords. And we click on keyword targeting, and I'll show you later what product targeting is, but we're going to start with keyword targeting. So now you can either keep the keywords that Amazon has chosen. So I have honestly no idea why they would choose these words. So I hardly ever choose them. I don't think they're very good keywords. Look at this one, who. I mean, why would you choose that as a keyword? So this is why automatic ads can be a little bit hit and miss, because Amazon doesn't necessarily choose the best keywords for them. So we want to choose our own keywords. So we're going to go up here and click on Enter List. You can also upload a file if you've got a file of keywords, but I just go on Enter List, and then you can click either broad, phrase, or exact. What do you choose now when it comes to match type? So when you choose broad match type, you basically have a keyword, for example, funny notebook, and Amazon can add keywords at the front, at the middle, and at the end. So if somebody types in lined funny notebook, Amazon has placed lined in front of your keyword, or if they type funny gift notebook, then they added gift in between your two keywords. Funny notebook for friend, that would be adding the keywords at the end. So broad would be targeting all of those keywords. If you choose phrase, then Amazon can add keywords only at the front or at the end. So if your keyword is funny notebook, if people are searching for lined funny notebook, your book can come up. And if they're searching funny notebook for friend, your book can also show up. So it's a little bit more targeted. And then exact would be if Amazon just shows your exact keyword. So if your keyword is funny notebook, Amazon cannot add any keywords and it will only show up for people who type in funny notebook into Amazon. So that is the most targeted of all of them. I always start by ticking all of them, and then later on I can go in and optimize my ad and maybe remove some of them and put them into the negative keywords. So it's up to you, but this is how I run my ads. I always start with all of them and then I start optimizing the ad after a while. And then you just add your keywords in this list. So for our book, for example, as it's a notebook, I would add in notebook gift. I would also say lined notebook, notebook for people who are always late, notebook for colleague. It could always be a colleague appreciation gift. That's another one I would use, and it comes up here in the drop down, so it means that people are typing this in. So I'll type that one in plural as well. So how would this work then? So notebook gift, if someone types in notebook gift, it would come under exact match type. But if somebody types in notebook gift for women, that would then come under broad or phrase. And if somebody types in notebook Christmas gift, then that would come under broad, because Christmas would be splitting this keyword in two. This is how you would fill this in. And you can add more keywords. I don't actually add a lot of keywords. I know some people say the more keywords the better, but I try and be quite targeted with my keywords, and then I just add them. And that will then come up with my suggested bid. It tells me that 6 out of 15 keywords don't have a suggested bid, so they're telling me to choose, and they're telling me to choose 75 cents. Now, I think for me that is far too high, because my notebook hasn't got much of a profit margin, and I always want to start as low as possible anyway. So I'm just going to type in 23 cents. And if you watched my previous video, you know why I put in 23 and not 20, for example, because most people will go in increments of 10. So they will put in 10 cents, 20, 30, 40, like that. So if you choose a number in between, you can knock out a lot of your competition by doing that. So then you add the keywords, and now it has added the keywords to my keyword list, and you can see exactly what they've done. Notebook for people who are always late. It's a broad, phrase, and exact match type, and here are the bids that you're bidding for it. Some of them have an automatic bid that it has added, and you can change that at this point if you want. If you want to make them all 23 cents, which is what I would do. I think that 84 cents is too high in this case. And then what you do is you change that to the bid that you want. So you save that. And the reason Amazon has done that automatically is because they know that you need a higher bid for this book to really work. But you can try first, you can really try and keep it very low to begin with. There's always time to increase this bid later on. So for example, here, lined notebook, it's a very competitive keyword. So Amazon has set the price at $1.03. I wouldn't make a profit even if I get sales from this ad, I wouldn't make a profit. But some people, I guess, would also run this ad just to get their BSR higher, to get a higher ranking book, because when your book ranks higher, it is more likely to get organic sales as well. So some people run adverts even if they make a loss, because they know that they're going to sell more books organically by ranking their book higher. I'm not quite there yet. I'm a little bit careful with my ads. I don't really want to make a loss, and I try to avoid making a loss, but I can understand why they do that. And if you have the budget, if you can afford to lose some money to rank your book higher, then that is a strategy that you can follow. My own strategy is slightly different. I don't feel comfortable losing money at the moment because I'm still making sales. I'm really making enough sales to not make a loss, if you know what I mean. I'd rather not make a loss, and I'm happy with the amount of sales that I'm getting. But you know, there are different strategies to ads. I'm only showing you how I run my ads because, like I said before, I'm still learning. I'm not an expert on ads, and I'm just showing you what I do for my ads. It's working for me. It doesn't mean that it necessarily will work for you, because you have to find your own way of running your own ads. Every book is different. Your books are different to my books, so you might have to develop your own ad strategy. But this is how you start. You can try different things, copy other people, see what they're doing, and see if it works for you. So then once I change all these bids, I make them lower, I set them to 23 cents. Then you can maybe put in negative keyword targeting. Negative keyword targeting is quite useful because once you run your ads for a while, you can then decide which keywords are not working for you. And I explained this in my last video. For example, this book that we're advertising has got an alarm clock on the cover. And sometimes we put in keywords that are related to the cover. So if I've put in a keyword that says alarm clock, and people are searching for alarm clocks, my book comes up and it's not really what they wanted. They were searching for alarm clocks. So what you can do then is, if you have included that keyword, then put it into negative, type in alarm clock here, so that when somebody searches for alarm clock, your book doesn't come up. And that's why it's important maybe not to include keywords that are not relevant to your book. And then once you're ready, you launch your campaign. You click launch campaign, and then that will be your manual ad set up. And then again, as usual, you wait for 2 emails. The first email will tell you that they have received your ad, and the second email will tell you that your ad is eligible, and that just means that your ad is running. It's a little bit confusing sometimes, but when it says it's eligible, that means your ad is running. And you can also double check on your dashboard. If you can see that your ad is running on your dashboard, then that means it's all okay. And that is how you would run a manual ad, and I'll quickly show you how you would run a product ad. So to run a product ad, you go back to create campaign, and this time we are going to call this always late product, and that is so that I can find this on my dashboard and I know exactly what kind of ad this is. We leave everything the way it is. The daily budget is again $3 a day. So everything is the same as the manual ad. We're doing manual targeting, so we click that again, dynamic bids down only, and then we scroll down to targeting. For a product ad, we then click product targeting. You're getting a default bid of 75 cents in this case, so I'm going to lower that and make that 23 cents, exactly as we did with the manual ad. And then what Amazon does is they suggest you some categories. I don't really use the categories. I go here to individual products and I click on that, and it hasn't suggested me any products, so I click on search. And what you do now is you type in a keyword that you would want to type in for your book. So what we want to find is we want to find books in our niche that are selling really well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in funny notebook, and let's see what comes up. So ours is a funny notebook, so I think that we could have our book displayed underneath other funny notebooks so that customers can see our book when they're looking at these other books. And we want to find one that has really good feedback and sells quite a lot. So this one here, laptop stickers, this isn't really what we want. We want to find something that's similar to our book. So let's have a look. I survived another meeting. That should have been an email. This sells really well. So I think I will target this one, and what will happen is that our book will show up underneath this book. When somebody finds this book, and this book will be found fairly easily because it's got a lot of feedback, a lot of sales. So our book will hopefully then appear underneath this book. So I want to target it. So I click target, and then I do the same with all the books that I want to target so that our book shows up underneath these books. So the best is yet to come, funny notebook. I'm going to target that as well. It's got 19 reviews, so I'm sure that that's quite a good book to target. This one here seems quite good. So I'm going for all the ones that have reviews. They haven't got a lot of reviews, but you know, it's not too bad. So this one here, 180 reviews. That's quite good. You also want to make sure that the books that you're targeting are an alternative to your book. So you don't want to target something that is completely different to your book. You want to target similar books so that when customers land on this book and they see your book, it's not too different, and they can have a choice between this book and your book. So then again, this one here as well. So you go through as many books as you can and target them. And then all you do is you adjust your bid. In this case, it has kept the 23 cents bid that I chose earlier. So that is all great. And I don't really do anything else to my product ads. And I just go to the end and launch campaign. And that's how I run my product ads. So between automatic ads, manual ads, and product ads, I find that manual and product ads work best, but it depends on the book. Some books work really well on manual ads and they don't do well on product ads, and then others do really well on product ads. So it really depends on your particular book, and you have to try and see what works best for you. So I hope this has helped you. I hope that this has shown you how you can set up your manual and product ads. And now all you have to do is let the ads run and see what happens. So once it shows you a little bit more data, then you can adjust your ads. And there are lots of videos, like I said, that explain that very well. I'm not an expert. Ads work for me. I have to say that I'm glad I started running ads, and hopefully they will work for you. They give your books a little bit of a boost, and hopefully that translates into a lot of sales for you. But like always, there is no magic formula for ads. Every campaign will work differently. Every book is different, and what can work for me may not exactly work for you. So you have to keep trying different things. The secret to running ads is really to just keep trying different things. There's no formula I can give you. There's no standard way of running ads. You just have to keep trying different things. And I wish you lots of luck with that. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.